Video E3, positive externalities. Many externalities in a modern society are positive in nature. That is, third parties receive benefits from the actions of those buyers and sellers participating in their own business. Externalities do not have to be negative. Many are in fact positive. Many of our public policies which encourage particular behavior are specifically targeting actions which have positive externalities or external benefits associated with them. Examples of external benefits include benefits to others from education. When I or you receive education, it ultimately will benefit most everybody around us. So, in the area of education, we provide K through 12 public schools as one way of encouraging that education. That's a public policy to address external benefits that might not be consumed in the level at which it would benefit society as a whole to the greatest level. We can also look at vaccines. When I'm protected from the flu and I don't get sick by the flu, it means that I'm not going to infect others. So one public response to this is that we have inoculation requirements for attending schools or other public spaces in order to protect those in order to obtain the external benefits. Finally, there are certainly many benefits to having neighborhoods which have some degree of uniformity or similarity with them. In other words, not to be located, say, in industrial zones. And one public policy that we use that addresses that is public zoning. We can also illustrate the case of external benefits in our supply and demand framework and show, using this framework, that it is in the public interest to have more of a particular good, say education, produced than would ordinarily happen if we don't provide some policy to take into account all of the social benefits. Let's start with a graph of the marginal costs of what we're interested in producing. I'm going to put the externality entirely on the demand side now, and if I show a marginal social benefit curve that includes the external benefit, then what that leads to is a level of education that is optimal for society, given by Q star. If we think about the private benefits of education, though, those are going to be less. Those are the marginal private benefits, and the difference between those is the external benefit. The result now would be that people would choose to get less education if some of that education were not subsidized or otherwise made available or encouraged. So the place that we end up with is that people choose to get more education than they otherwise would as a result of public policies.